Hello and welcome to another Warframe video. Today we'll be taking a look at the new 10.0 pole arm called the Cassowar. I will be giving you guys my builds for this pole arm, and some tips to make this thing of beauty great. You can replicate the blueprint of Cassowar on your clan dojo's deno lab. But if you don't want to wait and have tons of platinum, you can purchase it on the market straight away for 180 platinum or you can get it on the buzzer collection, along with the new Syrinx armor and the Silence SMG buzzer, for 435 platinum. Now, let's discuss on what makes the Cassowar good, and what makes it bad. At first glance, you will notice that this pole arm is really long. And yes, it has good range which is tied to both Orthos Prime and the Guandao. It also has good attack speed, tied with Orthos Prime, and has decent amount of slash damage. The best part is, this pole arm has high amount of status chance and the IPS distribution is really balanced, which is why I think this weapon is perfect with a status and condition overload build. The downside is, this weapon has a really low critical chance, 1% higher than the Legion, and worst, it has the lowest critical multiplier of all melee weapon. So, I think it's better that we don't put any crit mods for this melee weapon. Instead, let's just focus on its strengths, which are the range, attack speed and status chance. So now, let's take a look at my build for the Cassowar. But before we do, please take note that all the builds I will show to you here are personal preference. I find this build really good for my playing style, and I really don't think that you should copy these builds blindly. Instead, make it as a reference in making your own build for the Cassowar. Okay, let's take a look at my builds. The first build is a 100% status chance build. I know some of you guys will definitely suggest that I should go with a 90% status mod instead, but for me, I think getting 100% status chance is better for my playstyle, as I want to proc as much status on an enemy as quickly as possible, so I can take advantage of my condition overload mod. Again, this is only my personal preference and you can use this build or not. So anyway, as you can see, I have 5 status in this build, which are Impact, Puncture, Slash, Blast and Corrosive. Now, this build is specifically tailored for armored units. You can go with the gas and magnetic combination if you are facing Corpus faction, while you can go with heat and viral for infested, or you can just stick with blast and corrosive, as corrosive is also useful for infested faction. Okay, here's a fun fact. At high-level survival missions, say you are in 2 hours plus, infested enemies will have armors, and corrosive will be a good asset for this mission. Also, blast is really good for pole arm in my opinion, as it open up enemies to finishers when they are knock on the ground. Based from experience using Cassowar, I often proc blast along with puncture, slash and corrosive most of the time. So, it's really a pretty good combo with condition overload. Alright, let's see a short demo of this build in action. But did you know that you can deal more status proc to an enemy? In fact, you can have 3 additional status, which are cold, toxin and viral. Best part is, these status are 100% guaranteed proc. So, how do you do this? First is your sentinel with the art axe. As we all know, the art axe will proc 100% cold status to an enemy. And the other two statuses from Sarin. With her toxic lash, you can proc toxin in each hits of your melee weapon, and, with her spore, you can proc viral to enemies within the ability's range. So basically, that's 8 status. But in most cases, you can proc 5 to 7 status usually when you have Sarin and Dart Axe, which is still pretty decent, and probably really good for our Condition Overload mod. Now, let's take a look at another build. This build is focus on the slash status stat of this weapon, and basically, we have Weeping Wounds and Drifting Contact to get some increase in status chance. And Buzzkill is there, to get more slash proc and damage. But the main course of this build is the Relentless Combination mod. Now, this mod is really amazing, especially on long survival runs. As you all know, this mod will help you increase your combo counter when you proc slash on an enemy. A combo hit is then applied for each application of slash, and the best part is, an additional +1 hits thereafter for every tick of bleed damage. So basically, the more you stack combo, the more bleed, the more damage you will deal. I really love this mod for the Cassowar, as this pole arm has good attack speed, good range, and has decent status chance, which is perfect for stacking that combo counter really fast and increasing the damage I deal to enemies faster. And yes, I did put condition overload on this build, as usually, I proc impact puncture and slash status on an enemy because of how fast and how long this weapon is. It's kind of a bummer though that the Cassowar has low crits, because if it did, then this will totally beat almost every melee weapon in the game. Okay, now let's take a look at this build in action. So there you have it. I hope you have learned something from me about Cassowar. Overall, I really love this weapon and I'm having a ton of fun playing with it. Despite the fact that it's lacking some crits, this pole arm is still good because of its range, attack speed, and that huge status chance. I strongly suggest that you try out this weapon, and I do hope that you will have fun using it too. If you already own a Cassowar, share your experience using this weapon on the comment box below. And also, don't forget to leave a like if you enjoy watching this video. Lastly, for those first timers here, Please do me a favor and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more Warframe videos from me. And for my subscribers, thank you so much for your continuous support. See you again on my next video.